appears to be an increased frequency. And people ask why training ranges. And it might be because whoever these people are interested in what we're playing with.
The East Coast, we have a base, a naval air station called Oceana. It's gigantic. It's the biggest naval air station on the East Coast. It's a key training range for all our naval aviators, the best pilots in the world. They fly out into this area, I think it's W72, every day. I reported this in 2018. I think people thought I was making it up. But in 2014 and 2015, these pilots fly out into the same area every single day, and every single day they were seeing these unidentified objects sitting right there. They would sit there for days at a time, 30, 40,000 feet. It's not a balloon. They would just sit there in 100 knot winds right off the base so they could see what was going on at that base, see what training was going on. It was some kind of an observation operation, but we didn't know who they were. Pilots would see them every day, but wouldn't report it because they don't have to go through the hassle of, hey, you saw a UFO, fill out the paperwork, get interviewed about it. But eventually, when James Bratton became head of the UAP task force, he started talking the Navy into, come on, guys, we need to document this stuff. So pilots started taking pictures with their cell phones. They detect these things on their sensor systems, fly over by them, and get a couple of photos. There were 3 different ones that we made public. They don't look like the Starship Enterprise. They look just weird objects. We had no idea whose they were, but they were seeing them every day. I know when we first reported that, people thought we were making it up, but then Ryan Graves came out and said, yeah, it's true.
We reported it years before. We hear stuff before, and everybody's like, oh, come on, every fucking day. Turns out it's true. But here's the deal. On the internet, they solved it. They're like, these are all just balloons or cold birds, And here's the deal. Pilots see that stuff all the time. These are actual, you've heard, the spheres, the cubes, with spherical, like, these pilots are not making it up. It's so weird to me. The internet can just, feel like they solved its balloons. These are constantly, and these are our fighter pilots. And I'm not saying they're infallible, but there's so much data now.
So what is this one?
Well, the internet will tell you it's a Batman balloon.
Is that one legit?
That's called the Acorn. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it is.
This was in a classified briefing, but it is inherently unclassified, this image itself, because it's from a cell phone. But the thing is, the internet has said that's a Batman balloon. Okay, maybe. But the thing is that there's 3 more in that series that George obtained and released. One they call metallic blimp with payload, which is important, the payload part. But, look, man, that's a balloon.
Yeah. Hold, please. I'm going to take a leak. We'll come right back.
Yeah, maybe I'll press too.
All right, we're back up. Where were we?
Just on these, every day, these pilots are seeing things. And in fact, they're worried about flight safety. But also, that's just a good way in for people to take it seriously. It's a much bigger issue than just flight safety, but that's something everybody can get behind. You know what I mean?
So the debunkers would say what we're seeing, because they're seeing it over these restricted airspaces, these warning zones, is we're seeing our drones. We're seeing some sophisticated technology that's top secret stuff.
And they'd be incorrect.
And the other way of looking at it would be the reason why they're in this area is these are the areas where our most sophisticated fighter jets operate. So they're observing.
So that's one thing. So maybe there's observation programs, like there's this thing, about baiting with nuclear weapons. Like if you talk to any of these drivers who do these nuclear trucks, there's not one that doesn't have a story about being followed by an unidentified. So there's this idea that there's an interest by an observational program by whoever operating these craft. But also, we just have some of the best technologies to record these out in our training ranges.
I was told there was an active program. It was an experiment in nuclear-powered ships and carrying nuclear weapons.
I want to change the overlay.
And they did it 18 times. And 18 out of 18, these objects tailed alongside. They just wanted to document that they're interested in nuclear stuff. 18 out of 18 times, they followed them.
But they just seem to be watching?
That's the debate. So Commander Fravor, Graves, and David Grush were all asked at this hearing. They said, I don't remember who it was. It was a gentleman who said, do you think that this is possibly an observation program? Yes, yes, yes. Do you think, they could be, we could be in trouble because of it? I don't remember what he asked. Yes, yes, possibly. So I think the answer from those involved would be, it could be a reconnaissance thing. It could be an operational thing. Where they're watching how we react to things. Hypothetically, I have no idea. But the option is there for that. They've just been here so long, though. It's like, how many times do you need to send drones to map the moon? One time.
Right.
What if the bottom line is they live here? They've always lived here. Maybe they're separated by some kind of a dimensional membrane or something. They can come in and out of our lives. They can watch us when we're sleeping, when we're taking a shower, when we're in the bathroom. They can see us and enter our lives, and we can't do anything about it. People can freak out about that. What if they are us from the future, which has been explored a lot? Maybe we fucked up planet so bad that we end up looking like little gray aliens sometime in the distant future, and they're coming back to check us out to see the point at where things went wrong.
Well, the disturbing thing is that the little gray aliens are some sort of cyborg, right? But then they're genderless, and it seems like they communicate without mouth noises. They just have a little slit for a mouth.
Yeah, some of these have pilots apparently. I know that's a weird thing to say, but some of them seem to be drones, you know, doing a function. Like the Tic Tac, when it was coming from above 80,000 feet and it was dropping down to sea level, it was Commander Favor's first interview was with me, and he said the best way I could describe it is docking. With what? There was something under the water, right? That's what was making that white water. So the idea that these things were somehow communicating with something under the water is really embedded in the core of that story, if that's true, right? Then these things were coming down and docking up. That would be more like a drone, right? Rather than something that is occupied, right? These Tic Tacs. The fallacy is people say, oh, look, if anything were to move that way, it must be a radar glitch, because if anything were to move that way, it would instantaneously crumble and explode. And you're like, well, wait a second, the hubris of your idea that we are the apex
talking about
of
it
technology
already.
right now, the material science we have.
You said Luffy got mocked by Immo. You, bro, you will rescue him. Yeah, hotdrop. Hotdrop aggro elbow. Oh, bro.